Good evening and welcome to the Trance Channel transmission. My name is Danielle Micken. I am a trance channel, so I connect with high dimensional beings of light to bring through not only their healing energies but also their information, guidance, and insight as well. So I've been doing this for quite some time now. It's definitely been a gentle progression. Spirit's been obviously very supportive. They're always very supportive in the way things unfold. And for me, taking the Trance Channel meditation and spiritual awareness classes, or I don't take, I host, it gives me the opportunity week in, week out with the support from everyone to be able to hone my skills even more and get more it's almost like being more comfortable, because we have to shift through all the ego stuff and the trust issues and, the what if it doesn't work kind of stuff. And Spirit's proven time and time again that they just show up every single time. Like, here's me, the gateway, the door, and it's open and it's like, well, we're coming through, we're invited. So so it's just a matter of me over the years getting more and more comfortable. So welcome to everyone who's here. If you just want to pop up a hello or something, then I know who's watching me, which would be great. The Trance Channel is an interesting space to be in because I am basically offering my whole being to Spirit to utilize. And this is a blending and a merging. And the way, hi Alison, hi Moni, the way initially that it used to happen, hi Des, is that I would hear them and then I would speak what I heard. And I still had the energies coming through me because originally, or I still am, but hi Karen, over the last, I think I started my Reiki training when my son was only little, and he's now 20. So it's probably been close to 20 years that I've been involved in this kind of work. And my Reiki training is about channeling energies. So it's interesting when you look back how all the dots kind of piece together and it gives you this roadmap of where you are now, where you've come from. And sometimes it's quite obvious that everything has happened the way it's happened in order to lead you in that direction. So I come now in pretty much full faith and trust. This space definitely did freak me out originally because normally I receive information before I go into a channel. This space is different. I don't receive anything. And if anything, what Spirit does, if I'm contemplating what I'm going to talk about right here, right now, before the channel, it's like they've just gone with an eraser and just wiped out everything in my mind that I couldn't even formulate what I'm going to talk about. And, there's method behind the madness there. It's so that I am the open vessel for them to be able to bring through what they need to. So how's everyone going energetically? It is very trying times at the moment. I went down for a little nana nap and I think I was gone for 2 hours. So that's a completely different space to be in. And I felt the drag from kind of waking up feeling quite energized, like getting a lot of sleep overnight. And then, mid-morning, the drag kind of comes in and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? One thing I did have that happened last night was that when I woke up, it was just near 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had a bit of trouble getting back to sleep, but everything felt kind of off and weird. So it's not very often I feel like that, but what I do know that is happening is that we are doing an incredible amount of shifting energies, shifting karma, shifting timelines, and shifting everything that we do not need to take. Now, it is a blessing that it is happening in the sleep state because we don't have to consciously go through it. And it's just your soul knows what it needs to do, and it's doing it like quick smart. There hasn't really been a time upon the planet, really, apart from the last golden age, which was Atlantis and Lemuria, that we have had these intensities in energy. So while the world appears to be going crazy, because it does look like lunacy, and there's a reason why it looks like lunacy. So the biggest thing I want to let everyone know, if you are worried, is to just hang on to your hat. That's what I'm hearing the phrase, hang on to your hat, because for those of us that are aware of the transition that's happening, okay, and hi Linda, hi Sam. So the transition is happening to, for those of us that are already aware, we're kind of going, when is this going to end? For those who are very 6 o'clock news, newspapers, mainstream media, taking the directive, doing what they're told, which is fine, that's their choice. But hi, Ellen. But it needs to get to a ridiculous stage for them, because they're kind of saying that they're encapsulated in that narrative. So it's going to take a lot more for them to wake up. So they're saying, while you may, they're likening it to the waves of the ocean I'm seeing, and I just did watch a tsunami thing, and it is a rise up of currently what's going on in the world. It will continue to rise. They want you to hang on to your hat. This is really, really important. They want you to clear your being, your body, your environment of anything you need to clear it of. So whether it's energies, whether it's, deciding to not be on that Facebook page, to not, engage in certain conversations, to just, make sure that you are solid in your space, in your energy. And it's taken me years to get there. It's easier said than done, but it's a constant reminder coming from Spirit at the moment to just hang on to your hat. It's all shifting. Here we go, predictions. It's all going to be over a lot sooner than what you think, okay? Hi, Jack. So the changes are coming. Spirit said to me very early on in the piece, like probably when we went into the last restrictions, that it will be irrefutable. Those with eyes to see and those with ears to hear, it will be irrefutable. And I have a feeling that information needs to come from mainstream media for those people to go, whoa, hang on, what's going on? So this time of year is one of always an acceleration anyway, because we've got the 11:11 gateway, and then we've got the 12:12 gateway or portals. So there's an increase in light coming in, and it can unbalance you. It can bring up the past. It can send you into 2-hour nana naps like me today, because I just know, like, this started for me 7-8 weeks ago, and I'm waiting for kind of like the pop, the release. And I know when I was home a couple of years ago, we had some really intense bushfires, and I was working energetically the whole time I was there, which was interesting that we were actually, confined into our houses. We didn't really, everyone had left basically, and I just worked energetically day and night to shift outcomes, really, is what was happening. I was shifting timelines, because it was looking like it's a big call. It still freaks me out, but yeah, that's what they told me that I was doing. And it was really only the last 5 days of my holidays that I felt pop, that release, and I'm like, Okay, now I'm kind of off the clock now, and I can maybe go and do something for myself. But that's all part and parcel of why we're here. And every single one of you that are on here tonight are doing the work. Whether you're fully conscious of the amount of work you're doing or you're not. I'm not fully conscious of the amount of work I'm doing, because that's on the higher levels. So there's only a certain amount that we are receiving. It's I always say that it's on a need to know basis, or it's above our pay grade, and that's just how it works. So part of shifting in this duality, which is what we're shifting from, and next year we'll see they're telling me more unity consciousness, more Christ consciousness, and I just wrote about it to my guys that come to the classes. We will be seeing more of that, and I think we've already seen that with the gatherings of people that are wanting to create change for our country and even the world, because it's one in, all in. No one gets to no one's free from this trajectory. The other thing they highlighted is that we're bringing in a lot of new energies at the moment, and with that, it can be incredibly disturbing to our lovely physical body that is dense and carbon based. It's not quite computing the programming yet, and yet the programming is in our DNA. So it's something that's triggering, highlighting, activating what is already within us. So if you take a little bit of faith that, what, we know this, we know what it is to operate on a higher function. The other thing that you might find, which they're just highlighting to me now, is the brain. And you might find that you're forgetting things, that even your speech can be a little bit of a problem. A number of weeks ago, I had my speech revert back to when I had my head injury, and I found that quite interesting. And that cleared, but there's still words that get stuck in my mouth. So there must be something that's processing. Look, by all means, if you are uncomfortable with anything that's happening physically, go and get some medical advice. That's the first port of call, really, is to rule out that there's nothing physically, medically going on. So love this. Love how I just open my mouth and it all just comes rolling out. Let's see if there's anything else they want to say before we go any further. They're talking about the discord that's happening amongst family. So we are nearing a time where we're about to engage in, whether it be a day or, longer period of time with family. Some of us are eager for that. Others, it's a challenging space to be in. Energetically, it's really important that you protect yourself. You're allowed to protect yourself. You're allowed to cut cords. You're allowed to clear your energy, all of that. I did a lot of that when I woke up last night, because I kind of couldn't figure out what was going on, but I think I woke up in the midst of all the stuff that was clearing. So the other thing is to just not be in a state of judgment. A very dear favorite family member has a completely different viewpoint to me, and he asked to be respected for his opinion, and I'm like, I completely respect you for your opinion, but it does work both ways, but you don't always get that, especially with what's going on in the world at the moment. So they're asking you to go into a space of non-judgment, that everyone is on their own path, whether they're family or friends or colleagues or just, the person in the street or the supermarket, and to be emitting love. That is the space that the denser energies can't stick to, So this is where we're going. So they're asking you to be more love, be more of your true and authentic self, for it is a time of It is a time of celebration, but for many, it's actually going to be a very trying time. So the other thing to be mindful of, which they're highlighting now, is the fact that one person that is standing in that state of love and in their heart, and they're resonating that frequency out. There was a number that was given the other day that I heard off another person, but it has, and I know it has a monumental impact. He gave the number of 750,000 other people. So you standing in the state of love can affect, it's like a ripple. And if you look at frequencies and the density of say, anger and fear, it sits right down here on the scale, and love is like right up there on the scale. So of course it's going to have a monumental effect on those that are sitting in the densities, in the lower vibrations. So be love. That's what they're asking you to do, to be love. If that requires more quiet time, if that requires a little bit of, look, I've just got to get outside for 5 minutes and gather myself and go and sit under a tree or talk to the kids. Kids are always great because they're so curious and innocent and just blatantly truthful most of the time. So yeah. So do what you need to do in order to stay in those spaces. There is nothing wrong with protecting yourself when you know you're about to go into a space that is energetically challenging. Okay. You know who they are. You've probably dealt with them your whole life, even if it's a work Christmas party or something. But it is a time to rise up, is what they're saying. It's a time for all of us together that are here bearing the light, to we're the ones that are we're paving the way. They're saying we're making a difference, but they're also saying that we're paving the way for the rest to, they're going to get with the program, maybe not in our lifetime, but it's coming. So this is why we've chosen to be here. So yeah, keep the faith, hang on to your hats, do your protections, do your groundings. Your groundings are, it's vitally important all the time, but sometimes it's like, because we're receiving such high frequency, you have to be really mindful to ground consciously. Some of us are just grounded ordinarily. I'm a fairly grounded person anyway, but I know when I'm off and I'm not grounded. So yeah, okay, so they've given you a little bit of homework there. And here we are at the 20-minute mark. I never choose to kind of talk that long, but it always seems that I do. So thank you for listening. I am near the end of the year, so I am definitely wrapping up. There's only a couple of Trance Channel meditation and spiritual awareness classes left for the rest of the year. That's Tuesday and Thursday this week, and it looks like I'm running Tuesday the 21st next week. I've just had an inquiry for a couple of soul guidance sessions, so it looks like that might be it for me for the year as well. But I will be back on, I believe it's the 16th. I'm not sure if I'll be back for the Monday of that week, but I'll be back running classes and offering healings then as well. Okay. So let's get into it. Hey, let's see who come through. I had St. Peter come through last week, which I've never channeled him before. Quite often I just sit, I get a bit shy on sharing who's coming through, especially if it's a first time energy that's coming through for me. But I am going to start kind of putting up who's there, whether I say it to you during the channel or not. It's just a little thing that I've got going on. Yeah, so that was interesting. Okay, so like at every, meditation channel, make sure your energy is really open, make sure your legs are uncrossed, make that conscious grounding to Mother Earth. Plant your feet and connect to Source. Call your team in and ask your team to come in and gather around you to support you. and just be open. So the transmission is one of, like I said, information. It is on a higher frequency, so encoded in that information is all the healing energies that they're offering you as well. There is no limit between you and I in time and space, because on those higher levels there is no time and space. So you will be receiving all the frequencies, all the energies, all the information in real time, or whether you choose to go back to listen to it later, or for anyone that is listening to it later, it's all still there. It's all still happening. So all you have to do is sit back, breathe, and enjoy. Okay, and we'll see who comes through. And just give me a minute and I will tune in. Welcome. You are the babes of the earth. You have been here, many of you, time and time again. For some of you, you are bringing in a much newer experience. But for the bulk of you, you have experienced lifetimes upon this plane of existence. It is not to say that you have not been elsewhere. There are many other dimensions and planets to experience lifetimes as well. But in this instance, what you are experiencing at the moment is a mass purge of all that is ready to be released in order to propel you forward into the higher timeline. This higher timeline is already anchored upon your planet and the earth, and also anchored within the crystalline gridwork of Mother Earth. There is much that is happening behind the scenes that you are not currently aware of. But with the integration of the higher frequencies that you have been receiving for some time, there will be many activations that are coming for you. The activations, while they may seem taxing on the physical body, there is a major unfolding that is happening on the cellular level. The DNA holds all of your experiences, but it also holds all of the wisdom and the knowledge. You are moving from the 2 strands of the DNA into the 12 strands, into the enlightened, the completely capable, the knowing human. You have not experienced this state since the age of Atlantis and even Lemuria. You are moving into the higher realms of the 5D, and with that, you are not able to take with you anything that is residing on the lower densities. So welcome in the opportunities for you to release what is coming up for you. There is no hardship in the space of the 5D. The 5D is a space of flow. It is a space of trust and love and that knowingness that everything is unfolding as it needs to. The idea of separation is beginning to shift within your consciousness. While you may experience it as something that is not as common amongst the masses, it is the few that will create the ripple of change. The change is here, and there is no stopping the change, for all the timelines have converged to this moment. There are many of us from many dimensions and many different, what you will call races, what may seem alien to your current state of physical being, that have been working in order to create what you are going to experience upon earth. You are most definitely bringing heaven to earth, and it is this state of awareness that will create further ripples within the collective consciousness of all of humanity. We have said before that it is not the few that will be able to just shift and the many will get left behind. This is a collective opportunity for all, including Mother Earth. This has actually been something that has happened many times before, and unfortunately, it has not been successful. All that has been learnt from the past that humanity has experienced has gained you the wisdom for this shift to be successful. The earth plane will be going through a number of clearings over the coming months, so do not despair if you see the tragedies upon the earth. It is important that she shift the vibrations that humanity has imprinted upon her. And these are the wars and the massacres and the traumas, the death, the famine, the disease, imprints energetically upon her earth plane. We are also the reaping of her richness, the reaping of her her gold, her oil, and the likes of that is also a unsettling space, but she is quite capable of navigating those ways, for there is a collective information that is always being channeled to your scientists and your inventors of better ways of managing your planet. We would like to also highlight the way that the weather systems have been altered. This will all come to a stop. There is many and much that is happening upon your planet that will come to a stop. For most of you, you will experience this in your lifetime. Also, you will experience the innovators that are coming through with the knowledge of how to create a better planet, a better way. And this is most exciting for us. You will notice that there will be many that will have this information, and that is because the information needs to be spread across the many. The bureaucratic blockages that many have been experiencing will also cease to exist over the coming years, where the adoption of these new ways will supersede the companies that are currently using fossil fuels. The new ways is obviously a greener way, a better way, a more sustainable way for you, for your children, for your great grandchildren, and for the planet. So we ask that you trust the unfoldment, that quite often what you see before your eyes, which is currently necessary, is but the projection of what is necessary to wake up the masses. The momentum is gathering, and you do not need to fear what is coming next. There is much yet to unfold. Okay, so they just want you to take a deep breath. And there's a transmission of unconditional love that's coming in. It came in through the 1212 portal. It is a transmission of Christ consciousness and unity consciousness frequency. And this energy is coming directly to you, and it's just coming in through the crown, but it's also activating the heart space. So just take a deep breath and allow that energy to sit in your heart space. That your body is anchored and grounded on the earth plane. And there is almost like filling a cup up. There is more and more of this frequency entering your body. You may experience energies within your chakras. You may experience a feeling of pressure, tingling, heat, rushing of energies. And just allow it. Don't fear it. Don't analyze it. Just allow it. You are the conduit. You are the channel. And then once it's stabilized in your body, just feel it moving down your body, out through the soles of the feet, into your Earth Star chakra. Then just allow it to sit there for a minute as it stabilizes in your Earth Star chakra. And then just allow it to flow down through your energetic connection to Mother Earth. And as you connect with Mother Earth, it's moving into her crystalline grid. And it's also moving into her heart space. Then just see the flow of energy moving through the planet. Or feel it. You may be a feeler. There's no right way or wrong way. And then bring your awareness up into your heart space. As the heart is more open, the heart is flowing this energy. And then see the energy beginning to build within you and beginning to expand. And as it expands through your body and your energetic system, your chakras, and your aura, it is gently going to lift and shift any densities, any attachments to the 3D timeline, attachments, hooks and ties, cords and threads, to any people or situations. It also shifts anything sitting in the physical, any repressed and suppressed emotions, any pain, any imbalance. And then take a moment to observe yourself, to view that you are an embodiment of Christ consciousness and unity consciousness frequency. That this is you. This is not something that is outside of you. This is something that is you. And this is why it fits. This is why it feels right. And then we would like you to view the planet from space. And that you can see, because you are connected, all the other people upon the planet that are holding the light. And then see our frequencies beginning to merge, that we become a blanket of light, because our light begins to expand. The light that we are channeling, the light within, begins to expand, bigger than our person, bigger than our house, as far as you wish it to go, as far as you are comfortable with it going. And that your energy gently touches the edge of all the other people that are holding the light. And collectively, we're going to hold this space and we're going to transmute the fear upon the planet. Okay? Because we're capable of doing that. And we cover the entire planet, not just your country, every country, every people, every ocean, every land. And you may even notice the sacred sites, the chakras of Mother Earth, that the energy there will increase as we move through this transmission. So you do not have to do, just be. Just hold the light and allow the love to overflow for all. You are powerful. You are magnificent. You are light. You are love. You create change. You create the movements. You may even notice that the light is moving all the way through the atmosphere of Mother Earth into the grid work around her. It's also touching everyone upon the planet, the plants and animals as well, the land masses and oceans. And it's also moving into the earth, into the crystalline grids. And you may even choose to notice the support we have from your team in spirit. Any moment in time that you choose to be in a space of love, you make a difference. Anytime you choose to be in a state of joy, you make a difference. So do not discard the little moments, but collectively they all add up. And know that the love frequency, the transmission that you have just emitted, will actually stay on the planet. So gently just bring your energy in slightly. And then move your perspective back into your home. And there may be more ways that are coming to you in your mind, the ideas that are flowing. That is you receiving the channel, the information about how you can cultivate more of this experience in your life. You are always guided by your higher self, your guides and guardians, your team in spirit. Those great ideas are ways to move you into spaces that will support you. So take note the next time you have a great idea, or even an idea that you're continuing to discard. So just call your energy in now. As you just draw in your energetic field, the chakras just draw in slightly. Your team in spirit just step aside. You just bring your awareness back into your physical body, back into your feet and the connection with Mother Earth. As the transmission is come to a close now, and just very gently taking a couple of deep breaths, creating some movement in your body, feeling the weight of your body, just allowing the noises inside and outside of the space to bring you back very gently and very slowly. Just taking a couple of deep breaths, having a stretch, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. So you guys are about 30 seconds behind me. So if you would like to share what you experienced, that would be great. I can tell you what I saw as well. That was an interesting channel because it was It was pretty fast and full on. And yeah, it had a feminine energy to it. And I said to Spirit before we started, I said, come on, guys, I need to know who's there straight away. Like, I want an introduction first up, not me asking later who's there. So, I heard Michael because he's my guardian. He's the gatekeeper of my vessel. And then I had the Christ energy there. And then I had Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, and Sophia. But I feel that what that transmission was the divine feminine. It come through as the collective of the divine feminine. So yeah. So that was really, I enjoyed that. So I'll wait and see if you guys have got some comments for me. That'd be great. It's a pretty big space to be in. I could really feel the expansiveness, and I could see the connection between all of us and all the light spaces upon the earth, the people holding the light. And it just looked like a really thick layer of love coming in. Initially it went like a blanket. Des says nice. Good one. Thank you, Des. Yeah, but then I could see it kind of getting less dense and more intense in a way, and expanding so into the earth and up into the atmosphere. So Karen says, when the energy was coming in, I was tingling. When we're sharing the light, I was burning up. Well, thank you, Karen. Thank you. I needed that today. That's you channeling energy. Quite often I can get incredibly sweaty hands, hot body, hot flushes, hot ears even. Everyone experiences it differently. So thank you for your service, everyone. Thank you for your service, because we've made a massive impact. And it's just what we need at the moment with the new wave of fear that's coming with this new variant. Sam, hi Samantha. That was beautiful, really grounding, and felt like a big hug. Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah, so that's pretty much, apart from that intense transmission, like that doesn't, we haven't kind of had that before. I'll have to go back and listen to it, because we did get quite a bit of insight into the future, which, as you guys know, I don't like to kind of give those projections. Anyway, it is what it is. It's spirit talking. So yeah, and it was pretty much what was channeled also when I was talking to you previously. So that was good confirmation. Oh, golly, Ellen. Alan, I felt like it was an atomic blast that rose into the atmosphere, then rained down love that will linger around everything on earth for a while. It will. It's not like we've finished and then it's dissipated. I'm not sure what the time is. I think it's got to do with the amount of dense energy that's rising up will be, how long it kind of stays. But I have a feeling it'll be there for, they're just telling me a number of weeks. So that's good. Good job, everyone. Look at us go. There's 11. I think there were 12 of us. So if the 12 of us, including me, 13, were doing it, that's how much of an impact that we can have, just the few. And it always starts with just the few. Okay, so like I said, everything's kind of wrapping up for me at the minute, which is good. I'll be heading down to Victoria, which is great. It's my sabbatical. It's my rest and relaxation. I switch off and I just fill my cup up. I'm in a beautiful part of the world surrounded by national parks, so I'm planning on doing a lot of connecting in with nature. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here next week or not. It's right on the solstice, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to be going energetically. So If it is my last session here with you guys, I do wish you, that you are able to stay in your space of love, and that you ripple that out, and that you have a very joyous and enjoyable connection over the coming weeks with the celebrations that are about to happen, regardless of your whatever the celebrations are for you. I don't mind saying Christmas, but happy holidays, whatever. Yeah, and I'll be back mid-January, so be kind to yourself is the biggest thing throughout all of this. I might do a couple of posts while I'm gone, but there won't be any of these transmissions because there's a lack in internet connection where I am, but you never know. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all your support for the year, and thank you for coming tonight. It truly was a special space for us, but also for the planet and for humanity. So I thank you for your service. I wish you well, and I might see you next week. Otherwise, I will see you next year. Take care. Be kind. Bye.